Okay, good evening, friends. DK here at Mr. V Amps, and we have our stuffed animal dog here to be cute in the face of something ugly and scary, infamous with internet technicians all around the world, or at least on YouTube. Dun dun dun! It's a Mesa Engineering Mark IV, and we're going to check this out, confirm the customer's technical difficulty, and see about fixing it. This has 3 channels, I believe, and I think you can like blend them all together, something like that. And apparently 1 and 2 sound okay, but 3 sounds bad. So let's see what we can generate from this. Okay, so these things are like apparently famous for having a kajillion buttons, and there's a bunch of knobs and switches on the back. I think the owner was probably in this before I was, because the back is removed. Came in without the back, and some of the shields on the preamp tubes are not in place. So I'm guessing somebody just guessed it was a bad tube and was monkeying with it. So we're plugged into our sacrificial speaker there on the floor. Let's make sure our gain, that's rhythm gain 1, okay. Rhythm gain 2, oh goodness, what is this? That's instrument, okay. Rhythm, R1 treble, R2. Let's just make sure our master is down, because I don't want this to be, okay, so this has rhythm 1, rhythm 2, and lead channels, I guess. And you can either switch them with the foot switch, or you can switch them around in the back or something. We'll figure it out. Alright, I just wanted to make sure the master volume was down before we kick the tires on this. Okay, so this is on the lead channel, allegedly, which is apparently the one that sounds like a problem. So okay, so it hasn't caught fire or anything yet. I suppose we should get a guitar, but we're going to have to take it off of standby. Okay, it's off standby, and still no explosions or no fire. Alright, let's get a guitar and hear if and why this sounds like rubbish. Okay, now granted, I'm just listening to this with just a speaker on the floor, so we're probably not getting all the ultimate in fidelity. But here's rhythm channel 1. It sounds okay. Let's try rhythm channel 2. I think I probably have a little more gain on that and a less volume. Yeah, less volume. I think I got a lot of gain on that, don't I? Yeah, I got the gain out at least halfway. Nothing too interesting with that. And then this is the lead channel, which is supposed to be just a mess. I mean, granted, this is a single coil guitar, it's a noisy guitar, and it's a pretty high gain circuit. I mean, if I get the guitar close to the amp, you know, I'm going to get nya, because that's a single coil guitar, but put some bass. thick and distorty, but it's supposed to be a high gain channel. If I turn down the gain, so you pull it out for fat, so that gives a right. Okay, so I'm a little befuddled. Now some of these it's had some different modes. I've got it in penode mode now, or full power mode. It was in triode mode. Let's try triode mode and see if that sounds any worse as opposed to penode mode. That seems to work. And then there's Class A or B or just Class A. So let's try it in just Class A. It's quieter, but it still sounds like an amp. Well, this is a boring video. I figured we would have an obvious problem that we would have to dive into and figure out what the world is wrong with it. And that's not the case. And of course I've got the output level down here, which is like the master volume. I've got that like low, like really low. Because this thing can be loud as heck. But what's wrong with this? Other than I'm using it with a junk speaker on the floor. I mean, if I plug this into a real speaker, it would probably just sound like a guitar amp. I don't get it. See you in a few. Okay, so I've got a kind of noisy guitar here. It's P90s. This Gibson. If it's going to be noisy or rattly or rancid, it will be. But this is, I got some serious Eminence guitar speakers here as opposed to a piece of junk speaker on the floor that we use in case we blow it up, because this doesn't appear to want to blow up any speakers. So rhythm channel 1. No issue with that, which there wasn't supposed to be. So that should be rhythm channel 2, which appears to have more gain. That's a hotter channel for sure. Alright. What is this? This is some out contour thing. Okay. Whatever that means, and then we have a volume for each of these. So this is the alleged lead channel, which I have the level of it turned down a lot. So it's not wanting to distort up. This thing is dang loud, man. I've only got the master output volume on like 2. Holy cow. So let's take that back to a manageable level. And then we can bring the gain up. Trouble in there that I like. with the bass not scooped out. Okay, we scooped the bass out of it, now it's not a muddy mess. I mean, most of these amps, when you get a high gain amp, you get way too much bass, you know, an unmanageable level. We'll go to the bridge pickup. Obviously, these pickups on this guitar will humbuck when they're both used. You take one off, now you got more noise. There's our more noise. Sounds fine. So for the lead voicing, I have harmonics or mid gain. It's definitely got more mid gain, and I can turn this EQ off or on. So I got it off now. Okay, so that explains why I had more treble. Let me just set this to roughly flat. I mean, the noise that I'm getting is, that's the guitar. This guitar is noisy, it does that. So, I don't get it. I'm going to publish this to YouTube, and maybe some of you experts on what a Mesa is supposed to sound like, because I don't have a pre-formatted thing in my head that says a Mesa Mark IV sounds like this. But I was told that the lead channel sounded fuzzy, and well, it's a lead channel, it's high gain, so if I turn the gain back to a low level, I don't get it, man. Please, all of you amp enthusiasts who may have more experience listening to one of these than I do, tell me if you hear anything wacky, but I mean, this sounds like a healthy amp to me, man. I don't know.